You state.
If we're meeting, it has to be, I don't know if it's
Allowed.
election.
Oh, okay, okay. Good afternoon. I'd like to call the meeting of the Baltimore City Board of Elections, Thursday, July the 24th, to order at 4:08. I declare that we have a quorum. I would like everybody to review the agenda to see if there's any additions to the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Oh, I second.
Has been properly moved and second that we approve the agenda of July 24th. Are there any unreadiness on the motion? Any unreadiness on the motion? Any unreadiness on the motion? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed have a right, the ayes have it. Thank you. Minutes, we have the minutes for the June 18th meeting, board meeting. Entertain the motion.
I move that we accept the minutes of the June 18th meeting.
I second.
Has been properly moved and second that we approve the minutes of the June 18th board meeting. Are there any unreadiness? Any unreadiness? Any unreadiness? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Those opposed have a right, the ayes have it. Thank you. That's any remarks. First and foremost, I'd just like to welcome everyone. I know we had a hot summer thus far. I hope everyone has been wading through it. But on behalf of the board, we'd like to congratulate our vice president and his wife for bringing a new male into a house full of females. So, we'd like to thank you and congratulate you and your wife. Every time I talk to them, they say the baby's eating them out of house and home already. So that's what boys do. But just so the board and know, the expectation for the meeting we're supposed to have today for the what's going no ethics has been moved to next month's meeting on Thursday, August the 24th, and that's because the board has been diligently involved in the process of trying to identify a new director for the Baltimore City Board of Elections over the last 3 weeks. We will be going into executive session to deal with that issue at the conclusion of our general meeting.
Mr. President, just to confirm, the next meeting I believe is on Thursday, August the 21st.
Yes,
Okay.
21st. And that is the report of the president. We're going to the acting director's report.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a quiet bunch, but I'm just gonna put some highlights that we had here. It's all included into the director's report. We discussed in our departmental meetings, department head meetings, we're having an upcoming employee engagement committee barbecue, off-site training, and barbecue. Each supervisor is going to speak for a couple minutes. We're going to have some music, we're going to have some good food, and we're going to have a couple days to get to know your co-workers better than we do now. We're also going to have a refresher about office procedures for answering the front counters and answering the phones in a professional manner. Facility improvements in this building. We have cleaned out the back room where we are going to have the break room for the employees. Right now, we're waiting for the Department of General Services to paint the room, and then we're going to put new flooring in it, and then we will purchase 2 round tables for the staff to use as a break room and hopefully move the microwaves and the toaster ovens in there, so it's all in one room for them. It also gives a little more room out here for that. All PEPs have been completed and forwarded to the State Board of Elections. We did get back the OSHA inspection and the Homeland Security inspection. We have 4 Department of General Services and the State Board of Elections and the Board President. The Department of General Services is formulating a plan and will get back with me next week about where they are. What they're doing is breaking down what they call low fruits and high fruits, expensive stuff and non-expensive stuff. ESNS, which is the state contractor for the poll books, they've been there all week replacing what they call the CMOS batteries in them. I think they completed that today. We have voter outreach. Sean Larson, who's our IT, Lisa Stanley are working together on voter outreach for the office. We have had a couple sessions with the Democratic State Central Committee. They contacted us. We went out there to do registration. We're also having 3 days with Baltimore Orioles. Sean has reached out to the Ravens, and we'll also be reaching out to the colleges and universities to try to get people registered and become election judges and technicians for us. We were going to reach out to the Baltimore City Schools, but they are mandated by the new House bill that passed, so they're doing that themselves. But Lisa is working with them to get them the materials and the guidance they need in order to achieve this. Election judges, recruitment for election judges will start September, right after Labor Day. And training classes are planning on implementing election judges, some type of program, so we can figure out judges who constantly keep changing their appointments or don't show up without them complaining to somebody. You know, we want to know who are the judges that don't keep showing up for training and causes issues. Polling places, and we sent out some contracts. We're in the process of getting them back. Jason is going out to each site survey, each location doing a site survey. It's taking a little bit of time because we have so many, but we have started that, being Glenn and Mike. On the back, you'll see for the engagement, the board is invited and the attorney is invited, and we will get you a ride there if you need it. Just let us know if you want to come to it. Okay? And any questions on the board? I think that's probably all so far.
No, go ahead.
So, site surveys for all polling places, and I know that you've said this before, but we'll be presented with it before voting on any changes.
Yes.
And if there are any changes, yes.
So far, there's no changes yet so far.
No changes yet. And then polling place plan, will we be given this before it goes to the state or along with the state? I mean,
No,
we just get a copy?
you'll get a copy of it, because they ultimately have to approve it.
This one. And,
Oh, I can share it with whoever can share it with you before it goes, but it's usually a smart sheet which we fill out with information on it.
this one. And,
No, you've answered. Yes, a lot of questions.
Okay, I'm sorry.
and then equipment status. So we have a separate company that does it? ESNS, I thought that was under McAfee Solutions.
Yes, owns the poll books.
Oh, it's poll books.
They own the poll books, they also own the scanning and everything, that's the one the state bought. Or at least the material, the sheets from. They came out this year. Usually we did the CMOS batteries, so they replaced all the electronic poll books.
Yeah.
With the CMOS batteries, they took it upon themselves, off of the state, and replaced the CMOS batteries.
Understood. That's what.
Warranty.
So we previously had it under our purview. And then
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Now I understand.
it's easy to do that this way. It takes care of it much.
This one.
When, what's the timeline, seeing that we have an early election, 2026? What's the timeline to secure a contract, or when we'll be getting a contract or RFPs going out for folks who do what McAfee does? Is there a timeline? that we have to
I
get to?
think, he's waiting until August to submit the contract, and then Lisa will send it over to the Board of Estimates. And we also have to do the cameras, and what else, Lisa? The cameras and the CADs. I'll have to go through that.
We just recently submitted a request for a election judge training, Integra. It's called Integra. They were the company, Spolsh. How do you pronounce it? How did they pronounce their name, Sean?
Integrity.
Oh, I thought it was the other name there. But Integra, they were at the Mayo conference this year. They were one of the companies presenting at the Mayo conference. And Sabrina, I stood there for a minute, but Sabrina extensively engaged with this company, and they sent us a proposal, a quote, and we've sent it off to procurement for, of course, always, as their process is, law and the head of procurement, the director of procurement will go over that and review it for a process for whether they want, and this is a contract for a 3-year timeline, for 3 years to do this, utilize the equipment and services. Because this would put together election judges, technicians, communication, in short. It would put all of those together, and scheduling for all of those entities for an election, and be able to do all of those things, as well as help us to maintain the quality of creating, hopefully, the payroll structure so that we can get the judges paid quicker.
So far, what we've done up until now is what we call piecemeal. We had 4 different things. This would put it all in one system so we can all work efficiently together in one thing. Take Sean's, which pieces to them, text to the judges or text to the technicians and things like that. It's all going to be in one system.
So it's a consolidation, streamlining,
Exactly.
and it puts in different types of quality control.
Exactly.
To say, follow up,
Right.
The
The biggest piece about this is communication.
yes,
Because it will allow us to communicate with all of the election workers. I'll just say election workers, I won't
Okay.
separate. It will create a central communication hub for election workers.
yes,
Whether we are texting, emailing,
Right.
or whatever, it will
Right.
create a central hub for them. And for us to be able to communicate with them. Because some people we can communicate via email, some people don't do email or whatnot, so we can do text, right.
right.
So it's a central
It's a
communication to
notification
create,
system.
right,
That's
pretty
you
much.
do all of them, you do one
everything
thing,
with
it's
everybody, right.
perfect.
Or wherever they are in their life, right at that
Yeah.
moment, we can connect with them.
Awesome,
So,
awesome. Now, I have one question. Maybe we can talk about it down the line. We know that some jurisdictions, like, they set up a profile for each judge where they go in and they can see like where they're gonna be going in terms of their polling location. They can understand where they are in the process for their payment. Is there some kind of, like, what's the back end administrative part of this system that Integra has for the workforce, the temporary workforce that they're using for election?
well, they won't have access to it.
Okay.
Okay, all of the access is through
Right,
us
what's
as a staff.
What's the framework, I guess?
Well, it's basically almost similar to MD Voters, except for it's just a little more extensive in how it collects the data.
Got it.
So it has a component in there that we can, once we assign, we can do the assigning in there, which will show the location, which will show everybody working in that location,
Yeah.
which will identify their time entered, time exit, all of these different
So
facets.
that notification of the polling place for those judges we sent directly to them.
We can send them,
and
yes, that
that's what I
system
guess
does,
I'm getting
yes,
to.
yeah, that
Perfect.
system
Okay.
is capable
Yes.
of doing just that.
Once they're assigned, then they would get this.
Excellent.
Not
Right.
waiting for-
Yeah, all of those things. So it's not last minute, it's not waiting for something to come in the mail, it can be identified immediately.
Perfect.
And once it's perfected in a sense that there's no more movement, that it's final.
Yes.
It assists with the election judges department to communicate so they can consistently see the updates as they happen real time,
Correct.
in real time.
Yeah.
So they're not over committing into one
Right.
site versus
Right.
under committing in
Yeah.
another site. It's all active and live in real time.
Outreach, voter outreach, I see,
Yes.
are we being proactive?
Yeah.
Because I don't see any where we reached out to any party, or are we asking the other party to come to us instead of us going to them? I see we reached out to state Democrats.
They reached out to us,
Okay,
and we went out to them, and we trained, the Central Committee, and, I think it was other people involved. The Republican State Central Committee reached out to us, or whoever, we would go out to them. They actually reached out to us to do this.
they lies my question.
Yeah, we didn't reach out to them.
Let me finish my question.
No, I was going to answer the question because I heard. But go ahead and reiterate, please. Go ahead.
No, go, if you got my answer, go ahead.
I think the question I heard was, have we reached out?
Yeah.
And our reaching out, Sean has reached out to the Orioles, which we've scheduled two outings with them already. We're consistently have been motivated to reach out to the Ravens. Sean is in the process of communicating to all the colleges and universities across Baltimore City so that we can try to connect with them to do things. One of the schools that he's already connected with because he's an alum is Coppin, to go and do an event during their homecoming and graduation frame. So we're reaching out to other.
Okay, let me get back to my question.
Yes.
There's two questions I have.
Okay.
Why aren't we proactive in communicating with the Republican Democrat State Central Committee in reference to a request? And my other concern is I see where the Baltimore City schools are mandated to do the schools themselves. How do they follow up with us, how successful their outreach is? Or do we have a contact that's going to communicate back to us in reference to their success in reaching out to the other schools, to the public schools?
Okay, well, right now, if I remember her name is Jackson because it's on my notepad. Miss Jackson at Baltimore City Public Schools, because she's been one of the persons, or I guess the primary person assigned for this Bill 201 to succession in a sense. And what she's planning to do is that she has to go to a meeting where she had to present something. And the process of what they're going to be doing and what part of my recommendation in the time that her and I have been able to speak, my recommendation is to make a contact with each school. And it's not each school, it's each high school, because it's only high schools that will be involved in this process. Because you can only register from 16 on, so that's high schools. So she's going to find a contact or two in each school who will be responsible for doing voter registration in that school. And then what will happen is that her and I will stay in contact, because we're still trying to put together how to get the voter registration forms back in the office once they've been completed. Whether, we'll have a person picking them up from each school, or they can, send them to one central location and we'll pick them up from that central location. We're trying to finalize some of these little entities that have to be created, because this is new for her. As she put it to me, it was thrown in her lap. So we're trying to.
I want to understand the state.
House Bill 201.
Maria.
Yeah.
Let me notify HR and let them know to come on at 4:45. That way you can stay on for a couple more minutes. I have to reach out to her so she won't call in at 4:30.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll bring into you around 4:40.
Yeah. Okay, now go ahead.
So Lord was talking about reaching out to the Republican, the other.
Yeah.
state
The
central
other Republican Central
Yeah,
Committee.
since we
Okay.
the Democrats. We
Okay, yeah, we can, I can
That's what
call
I'm
her.
saying. Let's
Right,
be
okay.
proactive.
Yeah.
So nobody don't say we just.
We did one and not the other. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to them. I believe that's one.
House Bill.
House Bill 201.
Thank you.
And what we did for the State Central Committee was actually they, because I have to put this in my head now, it's not volunteer training. It's, no, that's not what they call it now, remember they changed the name. Anyway, but it's voter registration volunteer training, but the state has changed the name of it. It's called something else now, and I have to start putting that in my head what it is called. But we train them on how to be voter registration volunteers in short. And that's what we'll call the state central committee, Republican State Central Committee, and ask them about being trained. Yeah, it's called something different. Yeah, but they just changed the name. The state just changed the name of it.
And it's solely,
It's solely
The
just
name
to register, it's to train persons to be registrar volunteers. In other words, once you're trained, you can go out and register people to vote.
okay,
To train the trainer.
Right.
training.
And so it's technically,
Call it training, right?
yeah, okay. Until
Train
you see
the trainer.
until you see the
Right.
real name of it.
Right.
Because it used to just be called voter registration volunteer.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, the acting director?
Distributor, what about?
Distributor, that's what it's called, voter registration distributor now. They named it the distributor. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Voter registration, that's good.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Hearing none, thank you very much. Assistant Attorney General remarks.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Any old business to come before the board? Any old business to come before?
Old business speaking very vaguely, until I have to speak vaguely because I got it cleared, right? To speak vaguely, okay. Until we have active contracts with contractors, we cannot copy them on our emails because it opens up, another legal avenues for protests should a contract be awarded to them or someone else, because it essentially is us providing them with extra information. Now, if that company, any company goes out and gets the information on their own, they got it. I mean, the information is public, but if we're copying them on communications, it creates a problem. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Any other old business come before the board? Any other old business come before the board? New business come before the board, other than we're going into executive session? I would ask, we're gonna go into executive session. Everyone on the board will be, yes.
This has been shared in previous, old business matters. Has been shared in previous, meetings. Where are we on the warehouse and how are we reaching out to government officials to push them?
It's at a standstill. That is what was shot and engaged. Jared has shared the reports with the city hall. And right now, that's pretty all over this point.
Yes, ma'am. So we're taking a throw everything at the wall approach, which is what I like.
That's what we're trying.
Throw everything at the wall approach to get it done. And
And I think what DGS is putting everything as a monetary value on each thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot. Monetary value is not gonna fix it, so then maybe that would push it towards.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We're doing everything we can, we just, the city has not asked for a waiver from the state about, the law that passed about co-locating two locations, from what I understand. They didn't want to go to a waiver, and I had conflict I'll believe that.
And just for the notes today, sir, I would like to specify that she has reached out to CISA, right? Including CISA.
It's Homeland Security.
Homeland Security.
That's all the systems,
Yeah, CISA.
that's all out there.
And OSHA, and then there was one more, can't remember. You sent it to me. Either way, multiple agencies reached out to. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you.
I now propose that the board go into closed session to discuss individual candidates for the position of election director.
Yes.
The authority for closing the session is section 3-305B1 of the general provisions article. The reason for closing the session is to protect the privacy of applicants and the confidentiality of individual personal matters. The board will not return to open session. Is there a motion?
I move that we go into closed session.
Second.
Has been properly moved that we go into closed session. Are there any unreadiness? Any unreadiness? Any unreadiness? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor, those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed have a right. The ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you, visitors. Oh, I apologize. Y'all introduce yourself. I'll introduce you. I forgot.
Yes, Jocelyn Martin, legal from the Butters, Baltimore Boats, and former judge. I'm Emily Appeal, Illinois Mayor.
Thank you.
Great to see you later.
Y'all can leave,
Oh, yeah.
because y'all gonna use this still,
Yes.
right? Okay, I just wanna make sure you can leave.